Hey guys, welcome back to some more videos, and today's going to be a very exciting video because today I am talking about my entire horror movie collection. Most of them are DVDs. I have a few Blu-rays, but I only buy Blu-rays for films that deserve Blu-rays. Like a lot of newer films that come out that aren't really that good, I'm not going to buy the Blu-ray for them. I'm just going to buy the DVD. But if it's a classic or if it's a really good movie like No Escape or the new Star Wars movie, I'd get on Blu-ray. Um, but there are good movies I will get on Blu-ray, like maybe The Purge, Sinister, which I do have the Blu-ray of that actually. It's actually in a pack. But there are a few movies I got on Blu-ray, but not a lot. These are just my horror movies. My action movies are over my mom's. And if there are, because there are a few missing movies, there are a lot more. Not a lot of missing movies, but there are just a little bit of missing movies. They're over at my mom's, so. Or I think I lost most of them. Some of them are over my mom's, but I lost most of them. But yeah, be talking about my entire horror movie DVD collection. And like I said, there's gonna be a few of them missing, but I will tell you guys if I have the other movie. Yeah, let's get started with this right here. This is part of, I believe, two shelves or two cases of these DVD holders with zombie movies in them. And of course, I got the 28 Days Later and 28 Weeks Later DVD, which, by the way, guys, this might be a long video because I'm going to be going through my entire horror movie DVD collection. So this might be a long video. So I apologize if that upsets some people, but so I apologize for that. But it will be probably a long video. And of course we got the wrong movie in the wrong place. We got the first Resident Evil, which was in the wrong place. But it doesn't matter, I'll just get them from over here. So you got the disc, pretty cool looking disc. And this is Resident Evil 1. I have Resident Evil Apocalypse. A fun sequel. I enjoy it. Haven't reviewed these movies yet, but it's a fun sequel. I do have 3, but it's over. I don't know. I think I lost it. So, as I can't find it. So I do have Resident Evil 3 somewhere, someplace. But once again, it's a fun sequel. I enjoy it. These are crappy. Resident Evil Afterlife, which purely and simply, if I got crappy movies in my collection, there's one simple reason of why they're in there. That's because they're there for the collection. But I have Resident Evil Afterlife, once again, only in there for the collection. Don't really like the movie. It's crappy. Personally, though, I think the next movie's crappier, but this one's still crappy. Just a lot of bad stuff to it. So Resident Evil Afterlife sucks. I haven't reviewed these movies. I think I reviewed them on my last, like before I deleted my videos once again. I reviewed these movies, I think. And then I got Resident Evil Retribution, which sucks. Like, it's probably the worst movie in the series so far. Really freaking bad movie. It's terrible. And I do have one of the animated movies. I have Resident Evil Degeneration. I enjoy it. It's a fun little animated film. I like it. I thought it stuck well to the original concept of the game, with the zombies and the atmosphere. And it was a fun movie, I gotta say that. Pretty fun movie. If you haven't seen Resident Evil Degeneration yet, check it out. It's a fun little animated movie. I liked it. And I do they got one like Damnation, but I don't got that yet. And then I got Quarantine. Pretty good movie. Pretty scary. I have seen Wreck, but I seen Wreck a long time ago. Like, I think I seen Wreck before this. So, I mean, it came out like, it's just been a few years since I've seen the original Wreck movie. But that's Quarantine. I think Wreck came out first. Because I think this is the American adaptation of, Wreck. I think it is. And then I've got Quarantine 2, Terminal. Not a good movie, crappy. I only have it just for the sake of having it in the franchise. I prefer to get Rec, and Rec was a little bit more atmospheric than Quarantine. But I think that I heard that Rec 2 was better than Quarantine 2, so I'd rather have Rec 2. But that's the Quarantine movies. I don't have the Rec movie. Actually, I feel so stupid. Here's Resident Evil Extinction. I didn't even. It was like right there. I didn't even notice it. Sorry about that. Sorry about my stupidity. But here is Resident Evil Extinction. I don't know. It was misplaced, so I looked over it. I mean, I organized my movies before I did this video, but I must have missed a few of them. So, yeah, Resident Evil Extinction. Like I said, it's a pretty good movie. Has a good atmosphere to it. Well shot. A lot of gore. Zombie mayhem. So it's pretty good. Pretty decent. It's alright. A lot better than Afterlife and freaking Retribution. And then I got Slither. This is a fun movie right here. This is gory and fun. You got some awesome characters. It just is an altogether fun movie. Awesome and fun. Slither is just fun. And this is definitely a movie I want to review one day. I'm not sure if I'm going to put this review on the Zombie or the Week of the Dead. I'm not sure if I'm going to put that on that for Season 2. Or if I'll review this just independently, just review it by itself. I'm not sure about that yet, but this is definitely a movie I want to review because it's a movie I really like. It's really fun. So that's Slither. And then I got Zombieland. Once again, a fun movie. Which is actually, I think I talked about this movie during the Week of the Dead. Fun movie. Really good. Zombieland. Fun movie. Got your gore, got your character, got good acting, funny moments. Zombieland, awesome. And then I got a movie that's direct-to-video, kind of low budget. It's actually really low budget, but it's still pretty fun. Dead and Deader, which was a movie I seen a while ago on Sci-fi, I believe. It says stars right here, but it was on Sci-fi. I remember I watched it as a kid. Thought the concept was neat, was cool, of this sort of scorpion. The scorpions have the virus and stuff like that. They sting you and they crawl on your skin. It's a really weird idea, but I think it kind of works for the humor in the movie. I think it kind of works. So that's Dead and Deader, which as a kid when I seen this movie, I thought it was a fun movie. It's got a lot of humor to it. It's good, not cheesy. Definitely some bad, CGI, but the movie itself was pretty good. And then I got The Walking Dead Season 1 and The Walking Dead Season 2. These aren't really mine. These were pretty much in here. Not really my DVDs, but I had just pretty much put them in here because, the person that owned them was like, well, can you put these in your collection so that they don't get ruined? Because, I pretty much keep them in here to keep them safe. They're not mine, but I still watch a few of them. I watched this one, but I didn't watch The Walking Dead Season 2 yet. I watched like 2 or 3 episodes of it. So yeah, I'm not really, up to date with The Walking Dead. I'm more of a American Horror Story kind of guy. I watch American Horror Story a lot. I'm still on the first season of that, so although I'm almost on Season 2. I got like 1 episode left. But yeah, these are just movies I was holding for someone. Just putting them in here to keep them safe. Walking Dead is not mine, but I have them in here. Keep them safe and stuff. And then, oops, almost fell out of there. Put these over here. Put that there. Put these movies in here. Alright. And we get to, well, that wouldn't make sense for me to do this shelf here. Let me get the second zombie movie shelf. You guys probably just seen a lot of the movies I was going to show, but I figured it'd make more sense for me to do it this way, because why would I do the regular horror movies and then go back to zombies? It doesn't make sense. So, here. Sorry, guys. There we go. Got some more zombie movies here in this second shelf. Got The Return of the Living Dead. Really, really, really classic movie. I mean, what more can you say? It's The Return of the Living Dead. It's a fun movie. Definitely has a great soundtrack. Great feeling to it. Punk rock and roll feeling. Great. And classic. Return of the Living Dead 3 is decent. I thought it was okay. You know, for the low budget it had, and the time that it had to be made, you know, they really did a decent job. Return of the Living Dead. I want to see the uncut version, because this is gory. It is gory. I'll say that it has some gore to it. But I heard the uncut version has lots of gore. Like, lots of gore, lots of makeup effects that weren't in the final cut. But I think you can only get... It's very rare for you to get the uncut version now. Like, I think it's still on VHS and everything. It's very hard to get the uncut version of Return of the Living Dead 3. But, you know, I definitely want to watch it somehow, some way. If I can finally eventually get it for, you know, at least a decent price. No, that'd be impossible to get it for a decent price. But I really want to see the uncut version, because you can tell they had effects in this that were cut. Just the way that it was like, it would be like showing blood and it would cut. Like, you know, just like, bam, it would cut. So it's like, you know, you could tell they were just like cutting away from makeup effects. So I definitely want to watch the uncut version someday, if I can find it. Return of the Living Dead 3. Return of the Living Dead Necropolis. It is a bad movie. I don't like it that much. It is crappy. If I ever did a review on it, it'd be a rant. But I gotta say, it's bad, but there's a few things I like about it. Few things, including the atmosphere and just the overall feeling of a little bit fun to it. You know, the gore effects. But the music was pretty good. Had some good music to it. But besides that, I mean, you had terrible actors who couldn't act. Terrible characters you didn't care about. The script was silly sometimes. Like, it had some good stuff to it, but then it got silly sometimes. Especially when the zombies go, brains. Sounds so cheesy. And there's like CGI enhancements and CGI blood and stuff. And yeah, it's got some bad stuff to it. So that's why I said if I would review it, it'd be a rant. But there's a few things to it that I thought were decent. A few things, but it's still bad. So maybe a few things, but overall bad movie. Still crappy. But that is crappy, but this one is even more crappy, because I watched it and I was like, I can't believe how bad this movie was, because that was bad, but this was just straight up cheese. Straight up cheese and straight up crap. I mean, it was really, really bad and really silly. Like, some spoiler alert if you haven't seen it yet. I don't know. I mean, I know probably not a lot of people have seen it yet, but I mean, I won't even spoil it because it's probably not everybody's seen the movie yet. Because it was kind of hard for me to find it. And then of course found it like a year later on a sale at Walmart for Halloween movies. But I'm not gonna spoil it all. But I will say this though, it's got some silly scenes. Really, like, so silly. It's like not even going the comedy route. It's just going the corn route. Or going the cheese route. You know, just going the crap way. It was not some good stuff to it. It got really bad. Definitely a lot worse than Necropolis. That's why I said Necropolis wasn't that. It was bad, but it wasn't nearly as bad as the sequel. You know, Return of the Living Dead, Rave to the Grave. It sucked. But here's a movie I really am a fan of, The Dead. I actually did a review for this for the Zombie Week last year. Crazy enough I'm saying that, but last year I did a review for this. And I did like a review for this back on my older videos too. Big fan of this movie. Really good. Yeah. And I know there's a sequel out there, but I don't got it yet. But yeah, really good. The Dead. Pretty good. And I got this 4 movies zombie. This is the movie I was talking about right here, The Demented, in one of my reviews. The Demented is what was the film I was talking about. Comes with some good movies. The Demented, The Crazies remake. Excuse me. The Terror Experiment wasn't bad, and My Mises Not Living Dead, pretty good. Good 4-pack. Finally, a 4-pack that, in my opinion, was really good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed all 4 movies. Even though the Terror Experiment was a little cheesy, but still had some good stuff to it. Had a good pace to it. Good makeup effects. But yeah, definitely check. If you've seen this movie, this DVD pack at Walmart, anything like that, pick it up. It's actually got 4 good movies on it, believe it or not. It's got actually 4 movies that are, worth watching. So yeah, that's the Zombies 4 movie collection. And then I've got Shaun of the Dead, a fun zombie movie I used to watch as a kid. Really, really fun movie. I mean, this is probably a childhood favorite of mine. I used to watch Shaun of the Dead a lot as a kid. Shaun of the Dead. And then we've got 2012 Zombie Apocalypse. I mean, I really can't say any more. It's by The Asylum. That alone is like, at least in my opinion, that alone just says it all. It's by The Asylum. So, yeah. I mean, I know people out there are fans of The Asylum. That's cool, but not really me. I seen 666 The Beast. I didn't like it. This either. Really bad and cheesy. Yeah. 2012 Zombie Apocalypse. Not good in my opinion. Kind of cheesy. And then we got House of the Dead. Once again, a crappy zombie movie. I enjoyed the second movie. It's still a little bit bad, but I enjoyed it a little bit. Better than this. House of the Dead 2. Or not House. It's the first House of the Dead. The one thing I can say about it is it has some decent music to it. And some decent practical effects. But besides that, it was silly. It was really silly and over the top. Took the action and made it way too over the top. And the whole camera revolving around people and, fake toy looking guns. Guns look like freaking toys you'd buy at a dollar store or something. It was too over the top. Way too over the top. So that's House of Dead 1. I don't have the sequel, but I want to get it someday because I enjoy that a little bit more than the first movie. And then I got a movie that I haven't seen yet called Rise of the Zombies. Haven't seen it yet, but has Danny Trejo in it, so might give it a watch one day. But once again, by The Asylum once again, so I don't know if it'll be a good movie. So you got Rise of the Zombies. But I know you can't judge a book by its cover, I get that, but if I didn't like 2012 Zombie Apocalypse, and that's made by the same people, The Asylum, and Rise of the Zombies, I've seen like 5 seconds of it, and actually not even that, I've seen a couple minutes of it, to the part where they get to this prison on an island and stuff like that, and I wasn't getting into it, so I shut it off, so that pretty much says it was boring. So I only seen a few minutes of it, but it was enough. I was bored. And I got The Zombie Diaries, which is a movie I'm sort of, I don't know what to say about it. I mean, it's bad, but it's got some good stuff. It's not biased by Dimension Extreme, which does not make a lot of good movies. They made Children of the Corn, Genesis, which was, I can't even say honestly it was good. I mean, I watched it and I was like, I know in the past I said it was good, but the more and more I think about it and the more and more I watch it, it's not really, in my opinion, it's not really that great. But The Zombie Diaries, it's bad, but it's got a few good things to it. Now, I enjoy this one, Zombie Diaries 2. This is the one I can actually say I enjoyed. Had some good makeup effects. Had a good sort of apocalyptic feel to it, you know. And of course, the whole handheld camera, found footage, the way it was shot was pretty cool. So yeah, it was pretty good, pretty decent for what it is, a direct-to-video movie. And then we get to the Dead movies, which are classics. We get to Night of the Living Dead, which I did reviews for all these movies coming up on the Week of the Dead. Classic, absolute classic. Once again, Dawn of the Dead, classic, masterpiece. Day of the Dead, a masterpiece, classic. All three movies are classics and masterpieces, in my opinion. Night of the Living Dead, the remake, one of my favorite zombie movies of all time, classic. Dawn of the Dead, the remake with Land of the Dead as well. Land of the Dead was alright. Land of the Dead was watchable because it had some practical effects and it had some fun ideas, but some of the CGI enhancements were not that good. And Land of the Dead was okay. Dawn of the Dead, the remake, was awesome. Definitely a classic. And then this one coming up is not a classic. It is not a masterpiece. It is a piece of crap. Day of the Dead, the remake, which we talked about in my Week of the Dead reviews. Crappy. So, to get these back in here. Back in there. And then I will get on to the third shelf for the third case of DVDs. This one's not a DVD, that's a game, but the rest of these are DVDs. And then, this is a movie series we'll be talking about soon, maybe tomorrow. Maybe Friday. Excuse me, that was my phone. Sorry about that. But a series that I'll be talking about on Friday, maybe. The Hostel movies. Hostel 1. Modern day classic, in my opinion. Great suspenseful horror movie. Hostel Part. I mean, it's suspenseful, but it's more of a just twisted movie altogether. Hostel Part 2 is total crap. I don't like it. Total crap. And Hostel Part 3, surprisingly, I really enjoy. Yes, I enjoy Hostel Part 3. And people are like, oh, that movie sucks. Oh, that movie's garbage. That movie's trash. Hostel Part 3 did it right. Hostel Part 3 made a movie that, to the way, was sort of like the first movie, but it wasn't copying it like Hostel Part 2, where it's pretty much the first movie, only with, instead of 3 dudes, it's 3 girls. That's all Hostel Part 2 is, the same movie, only different, just different sequel. It's just, Hostel Part 2, one of the biggest problems with that movie is it copied the original too much. This came back, new ideas, new setting in Las Vegas, cool ideas, great ending, just had a lot of better stuff to it. Now I will say, is it perfect? No, it has some problems, but it's definitely not better than Hostel Part 2. Hostel Part 3, in my opinion, it's decent. I think it's a lot better than Hostel Part 2, I can say that. Then we get to Silent Hill and Silent Hill 2 or Silent Hill Revelation. Crap. This is crap. First movie's good, the second one sucks. And then we got Hollow Man. I enjoyed it. Really good movie. Hollow Man 2, which I seen like half the movie and it was garbage. So it was so boring. I was like, screw this. I don't want to watch this movie anymore. I'm turning it off. But Hollow Man 2, garbage sequel, garbage movie. The Cabin Fever movies. Of course, this is Cabin Fever 2, but I do have the first movie's disc in there with Cabin Fever 2. See, it's Cabin Fever. And then I got Cabin Fever 2, which there's not really much to the disc. Cabin Fever 1 is decent, okay. Actually, I could say it's pretty good. This is crap. I reviewed these movies, I think, like around Valentine's Day of, if not last year, then 2 years ago. I did reviews for Cabin Fever 1 and 2. Crazy how it was 2 years ago, but around Valentine's Day 2 years ago, I did reviews for these movies. I think I reviewed the first movie on Valentine's Day, which I know is weird, but I figured it'd be different in review. Instead of talking about, because I didn't have Valentine at the time, the horror movie Valentine, and I didn't have My Bloody Valentine movies yet, so I figured I'd talk about the Cabin Fever movies and be different, talk about Cabin Fever. That's crazy how that was 2 years ago, but I will definitely be talking about these movies again someday. Cabin Fever 1 and 2. The first movie's good, the second movie sucks. And then I got Pumpkinhead, which, I mean, it's classic. What more can I say about that other than it's classic? Although I really wish they would have had more features, because there's no commentary. There's only a theatrical trailer, and they need to add more features to this because this movie's a classic. So Pumpkinhead, then we've got, for some reason, Apollo 18's in here, which is crap. And then of course we've got Pumpkinhead Ashes to Ashes, which it is direct-to-video crap once again. I mean, it's just direct-to-video crap. Not interesting, not good. The original one was classic. I haven't seen Pumpkinhead 2, and I haven't seen Pumpkinhead 4 yet. But the original one was pretty good. The original was a classic. That one, Pumpkinhead Ashes to Ashes. Pumpkinhead 3 was crap. Total crap. And then we get to Paranormal Activity 1. Definitely a good movie. Really enjoyed it. First movie is definitely probably the best one. And then the rest of these movies, until the fifth movie, I hated the rest of them besides the fifth movie. Paranormal Activity 2, crap. Of course, the discs are pretty much the same. Paranormal Activity 3, the unrated director's cut, crap once again. I hated the sequel. And then Paranormal Activity 4, which is, again, garbage, trash, not good, crappy sequel. And the marked ones, which I thought was pretty decent. Like the idea of the movie, like some of the newer stuff they brought to the table, and it was just an altogether different movie that was, it was accepted either two ways. It was accepted that people hated it, or it was accepted that people liked it. So, the marked ones, I thought it was pretty good, but I know a lot of people hated that movie. And then we get to the From Dusk Till Dawn movies, which I had reviewed recently, actually. This was on 2 and 3. All three movies I enjoy. The first one is definitely the best. The second one's second best. And the third one is, it's okay. And I enjoy the documentary, Full Tilt Boogie. I enjoyed the documentary. It's pretty cool. So yeah, that's that shelf. Then once I get these put all back in here, I will be talking about my shelf over there, which has more popular franchises like the Halloween franchise and the Friday the 13th franchise. So if you guys give me a second, I'll be right over there, and I'll come back and show you guys the movies I brought over. So, let's see, I'll get like these movies. Yeah, I'll get those in a second. But I got these from my shelf over there, which, like I said, has more popular franchises. We got Scream, which I reviewed not really that recently, like last year, so not really that recently. Scream 2, Scream 3, Scream 4, which altogether, I like all 4 movies. The second one was kind of boring, and the fourth one was pretty good, pretty decent. But yeah, I talk about the Scream movies as well. Get these movies organized. Talking about the Nightmare on Elm Street films, which is the next franchise I plan on doing a series of reviews on. The Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. The first one's a classic. Second one is underrated. Yes, it is kind of a gay movie. You do watch it and you do. It is gay, but it's got some good stuff to it. But once again, it's kind of a weird movie. It's kind of gay. You watch it, it's got a lot of stuff to it that you're like, alright, this is a little bit of a weird movie. When I was watching this is a weird movie. But yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street 2. It's decent, but it's really weird. Nightmare on Elm Street 3, Dream Warriors, my favorite of the series. Nightmare on Elm Street 5. I do have 4, but I lost it, so I do have 4, which is a pretty fun movie. 5, which I defended this movie a lot in the past. In the past, I said that it was pretty decent, it was okay, but honestly, I've watched it a lot, and it's kind of boring, kind of cheesy, kind of lazy done movie. So like, start getting in the frame, but it's pretty bad. Nightmare on Elm Street 5, pretty bad movie. Wes Craven's New Nightmare, which I used to hate this movie. Those of you that know my channel, they know that I used to hate this movie. I used to be furious towards this sequel. I still hate the way that Freddy looks. That freaking stupid look with the hat and the freaking jacket and the sweater that has bright green and red and freaking boots and stuff like that, and a glove that is still a glove, but it looks like he has blades coming out of his fingers, but it's still a glove. And he has a 5th blade on his freaking thumb. I still hate that freaking look of Freddy Krueger, but the movie's shot well, it's acted well, and Wes Craven did a good job directing it. So yeah, rest in peace, Wes Craven, the horror master, one of the masters of terror, and he was a legend in the horror, business. Definitely a legend, Wes Craven, and he passed away. So rest in peace, Wes Craven. Brought us a classic movie with Nightmare on Elm Street. Brought us a lot of classics, and rest in peace to Wes Craven. But he did a good job directing the movie. It's good. Really good. I liked it. Don't like the look of I don't like the look of Freddy Krueger, but the movie's really good. Let me get to Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake. Which, if I broke this movie right now, which I severely want to, I don't care. Because once again, it's a movie I paid $1 for. $1. This is a bare bones, no feature movie. Like, I don't even care. Cost me $1 to get. I'll freaking break it. I don't care. But it's crap. Total lazy remake. Silly remake. Yeah. And just Freddy Krueger looks like a freaking alien. Looks deformed. Not good. Not a good movie. So yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street, the remake. No, it is not good. I don't like it. Of course, there are people out there that do enjoy the movie, which is cool. It's fine. And of course, I'll be right back. I'll get some more movies. I'll be right back. Now, this next movies franchise, I also plan to review probably soon. Probably right after the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. It depends on, how busy I'll be. But try to get this out of the shop so that I can keep it a surprise. But I'm gonna get these organized real fast. And that over there. The Friday the 13th franchise, which is a lot of movies. I got this. I got the original DVD for part 2. I got the box set, which is really awesome. I'm a huge fan of this franchise. Like, this movie series, this and, well, of course, Texas Chainsaw Massacre was what got me introduced to horror movies, because that's what got me into my love for horror movies, because I watched those and I really enjoyed them. But this also helped me have my love for horror movies, and I still watch them a lot. I watch them all the time, and they're all, well, I mean, honestly, there's like maybe one, maybe two bad sequels in the entire franchise. But I think the franchise as a whole is a freaking legendary horror movie franchise. Which I do know they're making a newer movie. It's like a reboot, but it's called Friday the 13th Part 2. There's no Jason in it. It's really weird. I don't know. I've heard about it, but it sounds weird. But definitely this and Texas Massacre had helped me get introduced into the horror movie, you know, saga. I mean, this and Texas Massacre were two franchises that really got my love for horror movies. I mean, I watched Texas Massacre, and then I watched these movies, Friday the franchise, and they both just, helped me get introduced to horror. They both just had me love horror movies. Just great movie series. The two franchises are great, and they got me into why I love to watch horror movies. So we got the first 4 movies. All 4 of them are classics. They're awesome. I've had this DVD pack for a while now. You see this lettering right here? It used to be all red. Okay, if you take this off, it used to be all red like that, but over the years, the paint sort of faded off of it. So I've had it for a long time. Probably a good 4 or 5 years. And then we've got Part 5, my favorite of the franchise. Great movie. Fun movie. Underrated. And then we've got the classic Part 6. Jason Lives. Part 7, it's okay. Part 8, I'm still kind of Honestly, it is bad, but there's a few good things I like about it, but honestly, it is bad. You see, because part of me says it's bad, but then part of me goes, well, what about the fun stuff too? What about the good stuff? I'm like, it's a tough decision, because it does have some bad stuff to it, but it also has some good stuff to it as well. But honestly, it is a bad movie. There's good stuff to it, but it's bad. So yeah, that's Part 8. 9 is awesome. Jason Goes to Hell, really good, really underrated. A lot of people hate this movie. I think it's great. This is one I hate. Jason X. It's silly. It's corny. It's cheesy. It's trash. Jason X is awful. I hate Jason X. Jason X is terrible. His name is Jason. It's okay. It could have been a lot better. But I do know they're gonna redo a documentary called Crystal Lake Memories, and it's a lot better than this. So that's cool. But this is If you're a fan, definitely pick it up. But it's not anything awesome. It does have some good stuff to it, but it was just lackluster, honestly. And then the remake from 2009, which I enjoy. I seen this in the movie theaters. I thought it was pretty good. So this was my first Friday the 13th movie I ever seen in movie theaters. And until the next movie comes out, it still is the first movie. It still is like the only Friday the 13th movie I've seen in theaters. Until the newer one comes out. But I've got the original DVD of Part 2, which is a classic. Part 2. Really enjoy it. And I got the box set right here. great, artwork to it. And every DVD sort of has its own artwork to it. That's special features, Part 7 and Part 8, Part 5 and 6, 3 and 4, and 1 and 2. I sort of went backwards on that, but just the way they were in there. So, yep, that's the Friday the 13th franchise. Definitely one of the horror movie franchises out there that got me into loving horror movies. So yeah, the Friday the 13th franchise. So back over here, get some more horror movies. Put them back on the shelf. Yeah. Now this next franchise I've talked about before. Actually, both of these franchises I've talked about before. But the first one I'm talking about, I think I talked about first. So, no, I think I talked about the second one first. But the Evil Dead movies, which I did reviews for. The first one's a classic. Oops. Second one, classic. Third one, classic, pretty good. And the remake, which was pretty decent. If you guys want to see more in-depth thoughts on the Evil Dead franchise, I did reviews for those movies. And then we've got my favorite horror movie franchise of all time, the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise. The first movie, the great DVD, great awesome DVD. And then I got the Meat Pack edition, which is the same DVD of this, only this has a cool design to it. And I figured that since it's my favorite horror movie of all time, why not? Why not? I'm a really big fan of it, so why not? And we got, I do have the second movie, but I lost it, so I'm gonna get the gruesome edition. But you have Leatherface, Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 3. I don't know why I can't say that today. Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I can't say that today for some reason. I keep getting touch twisters whenever I say it. I can't say it there. Good. But Texas Chainsaw Massacre Next Generation, which is crap. Total freaking crap. I did an epic rant on this movie. Actually, I did like a freaking... Yeah, I think I did an epic rant. I think mega rant. I think I did a mega rant, actually. So, Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. Pretty good remake. Big fan of this remake. This is the one I've seen a lot as a kid. Of course, when you get this DVD edition, folds up like that, and it had photos with it, but for some reason, actually, when I bought it, it didn't even have photos, so, whatever. But, yeah, pretty cool. Put that back in the casing. Then we've got the beginning. Once again, pretty decent. And Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D, which was, it was okay. It was alright. I know it wasn't the best movie, but it was decent in my opinion. We go and get some more movies. This. That. And then I'll talk about these movies as well. Hopefully you guys didn't see all those movies, but the first franchise I'm talking about is the first stack of movies I got was the Hellraiser movies. Hellraiser 1's a classic. You got Hellbound Hellraiser 2. Definitely a classic sequel. Pretty good. You got Hellraiser 3 and 4. Then the Hellraiser collection with pretty much the rest of the movies. I mean, you got 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I gotta get 9, which I don't want to get because it's a waste of money. But, for the collection, for strictly the collection's sake, I will get it just for the collection's sake. But the My Bloody Valentine movies, My Bloody Valentine, the first one was a classic. My Bloody Valentine 3D, which is now okay. Now this movie is pretty decent, but I know before I used to hate this movie, but it's pretty decent. And then this is another franchise I want to talk about, the classic Halloween franchise. Excuse me. The first one's a classic. The second and third one are both good movies. The third one's underrated, which I gotta pick up the Scream Factory editions of these. These are really good on Scream Factory edition. I heard they got a lot of features to them and stuff. And you got 4 and 5. 4 is classic. 5 is it's okay. It went a little downhill from there. You got Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers. It's fairly decent. It's watchable, maybe. Maybe a time waster. Halloween H2O, which I hate this movie. I don't like it. I think it's overrated. In my opinion, the only thing that was good about it was a hatchet. And Lee Curtis come back and fight Michael Myers. That was it. I hated the CGI. The atmosphere wasn't that good. The score sucked. Kills weren't that good. Suspense was not even there. So yeah, that was bad. And Resurrection's pretty bad too. Halloween Resurrection is pretty bad. Then we get, in my opinion, the decent version of this movie, Halloween Rob Zombie remake, which it's decent. The theatrical version is decent, but the uncut version I didn't like. I thought they just, the unrated director's cut of Halloween 1 is trash. I hated all the new stuff they added to it, all the new footage they added to it, and it was longer, so I believe it was longer. I think so. But they replaced some scenes and they added some stuff that, like, why is there a rape scene in the Halloween movies? Do you really need a rape? This is a Halloween franchise. Why do you have to have a rape scene in here? It felt too out of place. It was like, are you serious, man? And some of the language was like now the language part didn't bother me. It was just the deliverance of it was just like over the top. People would go on these sporadic cussing, things, and then it would just be like, this is kind of cheesy. Okay, but freak, you freak. I'm like, okay, this is kind of over the top. And Halloween 2, this is the unrated director's cut. This is bad. It's crap. Not even much more to say about it other than it's crap. But I'll take these back in a second. Get these over here. There's only a little bit left. At least from this shelf. At least from this shelf there is. And we got the Chucky franchise. The first movie is a classic. Definitely a legendary film. Big fan of it. You got this DVD collection, which, I mean, as you guys can tell, I've had it for a long time. But it comes with Child's Play 2, 3, and Bride of Chucky and Seed of Chucky. But the second disc got lost, so I only got the first two, like the 2 and 3. But that's why I bought Seed of Chucky, which is crap. And it's just crap because it tries to make it funny, but it goes way too over top with it. It's just way kind of an insult to the franchise, the humor and stuff. It just didn't work, It was just bad, really bad. Then we got the Hatchet movies. Really big fan of these movies. I do have Hatchet 2, but it's over my mom's house. So I got the first Hatchet, modern day classic, big fan of it. Then I got Hatchet 3, great movie, great sequel. Hatchet 2's, once again, a great movie, but it's over my mom's. Then I just recently talked about these movies, Laid to Rest movies. First one's great, the second one's still good, but it's not as good as the first one. Now take these back over here. Please take this pile back over on the shelf. go. And I have some more over here on this shelf. First of all, you guys probably can't see the DVDs from over here, but these movies, there, and then so we've got a good handful of movies. Wow, this video is almost an hour long. We got House, Elves, and Corpses. Pretty good movie. Devil's Rejects, which is decent now, but I used to hate it. There's a lot of movies I used to hate, but I changed my mind on them now. Saw 1, pretty good. Oh, actually, it's a classic. Saw 2, classic sequel. Saw 3, underrated sequel. Saw 4 is it's okay. Saw 5 is trash. Saw 6 is pretty good. Saw 7, not even it's probably the worst one. Saw 7, the final chapter. Then these are the After Dark Horror Fest. 8 films to die for. It's only like 4 of them. So got Unrest, The Abandoned, Unearthed. Unearthed, part of the Horror Fest, and Dark Ride, which they're not really the best of films, but I'm probably just gonna sit over here and I'm gonna see how that works. So it's gonna be kind of annoying for me to walk all the way back over there just to talk about some more movies. So I'm gonna try to make it work, but not gonna work. Yeah. Sorry about that, guys. These movies. And I believe I can get these two. There's a lot of movies I got here. Stay. Hey guys. But we got some more horror movies, and got the first AVP Requiem, and then we got The Fog. I'm gonna try and speed this up a little bit so I can get this video done a little bit because it's like almost an hour long. Then The Fog remake, crap. The Grudge, The Grudge 2, Prom Night 3 and 4, Prom Night the remake, Predator 1, Predator 2, both bare bones DVDs, no features. Predators, the first 3 Alien movies. Oh yeah. Blair Witch Project, Blair Witch Project 2, or Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2, and the Wrong Turn franchise, Wrong Turn 1, Wrong Turn, Wrong Turn 2, Wrong Turn 3, Wrong Turn 4, Bloody Beginnings, and Wrong Turn 5, Bloodlines. I don't got the 6th movie yet, but I will be getting it soon. It's only like $10 to get it, so I'll get it soon. Take this movie back over here. over there, and then I will do these phones, and these phones. I got a lot of movies to do, guys. I know this is gonna be over an hour long, so oh man, this is gonna be fun to upload. This is gonna take me like an hour to upload this video, but I figured it'd be a fun idea. Almost fell on camera, but say this be a fun idea. I mean, it's gonna take a while to get this video done, but it'll be fun. The Leprechaun series, first 4 movies. Leprechaun Back to the Hood. WWE's Leprechaun Origins. Boogeyman. Boogeyman 2. Boogeyman 3. The Omen. Omen 4. The Awakening. The Omen remake. Hannibal. Red Dragon. Hannibal Rising. The classic The Hitcher. The Hitcher remake. We got The Exorcist. The Exorcist 3. And Exorcist The Beginning. I do not have Exorcist 2, mainly because a crappy sequel. Also because I can't find it anywhere. Honestly, I might get it, eventually, just for the collection's sake. But really, kind of a crappy movie. And I'm gonna try and get the rest of these on the top shelf. They're good. I'll get these in a second. Alright. Crap. Okay. This is probably gonna fall. Yeah, this is gonna fall. So, sorry guys. Trying to get these stuff out of my way. There's like a lot of stuff at the end of my bed, so I might trip one of these times. Just don't laugh, please. But the I might do this 2 parts because this is like a lot of work. But Last House on the Left. But it's the video, so Last House on the Left, the remake. The Ring. I got Ring 2. Kind of run out of space to put these stuff. Planet Terror. Death Proof. The I Spit on Your Grave movies. The first one I don't like, but the rest of them are pretty decent. The third movie I haven't seen yet, though. But I have seen the second movie. Once again, it's pretty decent. It was just the first movie was kind of a little bit boring to me, at least. It didn't really have a lot of stuff going on in it. But it was the first movie wasn't that good, but the rest of them are pretty decent. Then you got Children of the Corn. Children of the Corn 3. Children of the Corn 666 Ice Return. Children of the Corn the remake, which was garbage. Garbage remake. Children of the Corn Genesis, which is pretty bad. Then the Blade. And Blade 2. And Blade Trinity. You got Amityville, the Amityville Horror Remake and Original Pack, which was a DVD I got a long time ago. And I got Amityville 4, The Evil Escapes, which I haven't seen yet, but I heard it's pretty crappy. And yeah, let's go back and get some more DVDs. Trying to move my bed back a little bit. Mainly it's the DVDs that are gonna trip me up, but yeah, it's some more of them over here. Got a lot more to do, guys. It's a lot of work. But you gotta figure it's gonna take me an hour to get like pretty much the video uploaded. I gotta clean all this stuff up. So these collection videos are actually a lot harder than it sounds. I mean, you gotta get all these movies out, you gotta put them all back, and you gotta upload the video. So it is a lot of work. But hopefully this will provide some entertainment for you guys. Over here sweating. The freak. Species? And they're running out of space here. Species 3. And I got the Vacancy films, Vacancy 1 and 2. Then the got Urban Legend and Urban Legend 2, or Urban Legend Final Cut. You got White Noise 1 and 2. Then we got Underworld Evolution, I believe. Yep. Underworld Rise of Lycans and Underworld Awakening. Then, woo! Jeepers Creepers 1, Jeepers Creepers 2, and, these are sort of when we're getting into the films that I don't have the sequels to, or they're movies that are just sort of by themselves. We got The Purge, which I talked about like a year ago, like way back in early 2015. Last Exorcism, The Strangers, Salem's Lot, Mirrors 1, I've got the second one, Mimic 1, the first one, and here we go back over here. Oh man, I wish I would have moved that sort of over here so it'd be a little bit more closer to the computer, but these out of here. And then we got these. Hopefully I can like carry all these over here. Yeah, hopefully I can. Wish me luck, guys. I gotta rely on the chin to hold these movies. Old double chin here helping me. But we got. Yeah, I'm fat, so I sweat. Wolf Creek. Dead Silence. One Missed Call. That there's no air going through here. My fan's pointing that way for some reason. Jaws, the first one. Lake Placid and Lake Placid 2, which I don't have the other sequels. And these are sequels these are basically movies I don't have all the sequels for. Like the Thing franchise, I've got the Thing from Another World, the Thing 1 for Blu-ray, also the Collector's Edition has more features to it, and the crappy The Thing prequel. I don't have the Thing from Another World yet, and then I have The Hills of Eyes, The Hills Have Eyes, the remake, The Hills of Eyes 2, the remake, and The Hills of Eyes remakes in their uncut, unrated versions. Then I got The Happening, Van Helsing, which is a fun movie. Insidious. I don't got any of the sequels yet, though. I gotta get the sequels. Stop, Dead Ahead, which another film I talked about. The Mist. Stephen King's It. And The Cabin in the Woods. Yep, time to go back over. Yeah. Alright, so you got these movies. Almost done, guys. Got maybe one other half of the second shelf and a little bit of the bottom shelf. Get all these movies? Let's find out. Yeah. Once again, they're landing on the chin. Okay, there we go. But we got The Rage Carry 2. Oops. Sorry. Night of the Demons, the remake. Creepshow 2. An American Werewolf in London. Grave Encounters 2. I want to get Grave Encounters 1. That's the good one. The Lost Boys. Classic. I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer. Pretty good. Not pretty good, pretty bad. Joyride 2, Dead Ahead. Cujo. Desperation. Open Water 1. And this has a sequel, so I don't know what this is doing in there. Open Water 2, Adrift. I don't know what this one was doing there for. You're Next. Cloverfield. 13 Ghosts. The Wolfman. The remake, the crappy remake. Feast 1. Only one I got. I Am Legend. Stir of Echoes. Which I didn't even know this movie got a sequel. This movie's okay, but I didn't know this movie got a sequel in like 2007. Like this movie it's like Rob Lowe or something like that. Like what? This movie got a freaking sequel, and it got low rating and stuff like that. But Black Christmas the remake, pretty bad. Not that good. This is Bram Stoker's Dracula, the 90s Dracula. Return to House on Haunted Hill, the remake. 30 Days of Night. This doesn't really have a case to it, but let's use a blank case. And Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. We talked about a while ago. Silver Bullet. The Descent. And Orphan. Man, I'm going to have a fun time uploading this video and cleaning this all up. This is going to be fun for me, man. But hopefully you guys enjoy the video. So, that's why I'm doing it. I hope you guys enjoy the video. But I'm almost done. I got a few more movies. Once again, I'm sorry about that. That was my phone. Only got like maybe going over there one more time. And then I'll be done. But we got some more movies. We got See No Evil. Hang on, guys, let me back up. See No Evil. Red Eye. Phantasm 4. Oblivion. For some reason it's hard to find these movies. I can't find them anywhere. The Phantasm movies. Valentine. Piranha 3D, I think, when it came out. And they made Piranha 3 Double D, which was, I heard, crap. Dracula 3, yeah, I heard the sequel was crap. Fright Night 2, I haven't seen it yet. Final Destination. Final Destination 2. Final Destination 3. The Final Destination. And Final Destination 5. And I've got Children of the Corn / Halloween Collection. This comes with Children of the Corn 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. But the ones I only have, the only ones I have is Children of the Corn 5, 6, and 7. I don't got the first disc with 2, 3, and 4. But I do have 5, 6, and 7. So yeah, Children of the Corn franchise. The Lost Boys and the Queen of the Damned franchise. This is my old Nightmare on Elm Street collection on DVD. The 4 packs with the first 4 and last 4 movies in the series. The It's Alive movies, which, wow, I haven't reviewed these movies. Like, these are movies I reviewed way back when I first joined. The first few days I joined, I think I talked about these movies. The It's Alive trilogy, which I like the first movie. The first movie's pretty good. It was pretty decent. The first movie was. The second and third one weren't really that good. But the It's Alive movies. Once again, I like the first one, but the other ones suck. I don't like the other 2 movies. The first one's good though. But yeah, it's been a while since I've even watched these movies. Yeah, I haven't seen these movies in a long time. And I got these movies back when I first joined YouTube, so that's when I first talked about the movies. I got the Wes Craven collection with Shocker, Serpent and the Rainbow, and People Under the Stairs. 3 classics. Then this is the Blu-ray I'm talking about with The Possession, The Cabin in the Woods, and Sinister. Which I might watch Sinister in a little bit, so keep that over to the side. Yep. Go get some, probably the last bit of DVDs I have. Wait. Almost fell again. Yep. Last bit of movies. And the bottom shelf is pretty much like, the bottom shelf is pretty much collections, like DVD collections I got. Like I got the Midnight Horror Collection, Voodoo Curses DVD collection, crappy. The Puppet Master collection, the Trimmers Attack Pack. See what I mean? It's like movies in packs and stuff like that. Then I still got this movie I've had for a while. This DVD, Puppet Master 1, 2, and 3 on DVD. Midnight Horror Collection. The double pack with The Shine and the Fullmetal Jacket. And I got Boogeyman. Fun. It's actually not even fun. It's just like, it's decent. If you're a horror fan, you know, I like the poster of it. Pretty cool poster with all the horror icons. And I've got the horror collection with 976 Evil 2, Ghoulies 3, Chud 2, Class of 1999, Slaughter High, Chopping Mall, The Unholy, and the first Waxwork, which I seen. I thought it was good. This was hard to do, guys, and I got a lot of cleaning up. I got a while to upload this, so. But anyways, it was worth it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. And so yeah, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.